Hey lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tola. If you're new here, you're welcome. Please consider subscribing and remember to click on the bell notification icon. That way you get notified every time I upload a new video, which is at least once every week. Here on this channel, I talk about my life here in the UK. I also give you sit-down videos like this, talking to you about how you can come into the UK as a healthcare worker and basically live the UK life. All right, so in today's video we are talking about a very serious matter because this question has been asked more times than I can count, and it's starting to become an issue because I think people are starting to get really tired of applying and not getting the response that they desire. All right, so before we get into today's video, let's sell small markets. Are you currently struggling to keep in touch with family and friends? Does data and poor internet keep you from keeping in touch with those you love? Then look no further. White Calling is the app you need. Take advantage of this limited exclusive offer, valid for this week only, and get £5 when you download the app and use our code. It doesn't end there. White Calling is also gifted my subscribers 50% free extra credit when you top up for the first time using my promo code Tola Lusi 50. With just a touch of the button, you can be talking to family and friends across the world with low rates for local and international calls, great call quality and reliability, and the option to use your monthly mobile minutes or 3G, 4G, 5G or Wi-Fi. What's more, you can also top up airtime straight to your family and friends around the world straight from the app. The White Calling app also offers great rates, is reliable and secure, and is super easy to use. Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be talking about why it is currently challenging to get a tier 2 sponsored job and why it is becoming such a trend to apply and not get the response you desire, and why it has become increasingly difficult to get sponsored from outside the UK. All right, so first of all, let's talk about the fault that might come from our side. All right, so if you're applying from outside the UK, I've said this in a number of my videos. If you're new to the channel, you might want to take a browse around and just watch some of the old videos so you're up to speed with what we're talking about as of making this video. So as some of the things that you might be doing personally that might affect your chances of getting these jobs, it could either be how you are structuring your CV, the kind of places that you are applying to, the amount of effort that you are putting into it personally. So in terms of the CV, I've talked about this in a number of my videos. I don't want to sound very repetitive. I will leave a link in the description box. Please go over there and click on the link. Try to structure your CV according to this format. Just use this as a template to structure your own CV and, just let that be a guide for you. As for the places you are applying to, I've made a video on this. I don't want to be repetitive again. I'm just going to brush through it. I'm going to say that, for the kind of places that you are applying to, know the aspect of care that you are applying to, and it's not just something you are desperate for and you're just throwing your CV out there and applying to every random place. You have to be sure that this is a job that you can do. You have to understand the kind of job it is that you're applying for, whether it is something that you fully understand and can sustain. You also have to be sure that, the employer that you're working for is a credible employer and it's not just someone who's just looking to exploit and just use you for the job. Knowing where and how to apply is also very crucial because it can save you a lot of pain when you come into the country and you find out that this is something that you cannot do or it's not sustainable, or the aspect of care that you have applied to is something that is actually quite difficult and is not as easy as some of the other aspects of healthcare that you can apply to. All right, so that covers the aspect of the faults that might come from our side as people applying to these jobs. Now you also have requirements that you need. I've done a video on applying for jobs for mental health care. I've done a video for applying for care home jobs, you might want to take a browse through. I can also leave the links to these videos in the description box, so you want to watch that after this one. So as for the requirements for these jobs, you kind of need the basics, which is the 15 care standards. You need to have your proof of English tests, which is either the NARIC or IELTS with a minimum of band 5 score. You also need a DBS, but this is something that can only be done by your employer, and that is when you get into the UK. A DBS is simply a background check on you. It has to be initiated by your employer. You'll also need a TB test, and that is one of the last things you do before you leave your home country, because it's only valid for 6 months, and you have to be absolutely sure that you are going to use this TB test before you do it, because it also costs money to do, and you know, the waiting time and all of that. So once you have all of these requirements and you are ready to start looking for these jobs, you know that you've done your own part, and you know, it's just basically applying and applying and applying, and you know, just try to throw your CV around to the specific aspect of care that you are looking to apply to, and then get these jobs. Now, to do this, you have to go to the government website, because if you're looking for tier 2 sponsorship, you have to apply to the approved list of licensed employers that can actually sponsor your visa into the UK. If you do not have that link, I will leave it in the description box, so you can tailor your application specifically to these places. And now, a lot of people have still done all these things correctly up until this stage, and are still getting, unfortunately, silence and just outright refusal or denial of these jobs. This is what I think. The way this whole tier 2 sponsorship is structured in the UK right now, it is basically run as a business. And let's not even mince words together. The tier 2 sponsorship itself is actually quite straightforward, and if you have the requirements and there is an opening, or there is an availability, or there is a need for a certain number of employees in a particular company, it should be straightforward. That's the way I see it. It shouldn't be that complicated, really. But the way it is run right now, I don't know, it's kind of very ambiguous, very bogus. You can't really understand what is really going on. And I've gotten these messages on Instagram, in my DMs, on Telegram as well. People are asking, you know, I've gotten through the first interview, I've gotten through the second interview, why am I not getting callbacks? Why is it so hard for me to be able to get a response that I desire from this company? I mean, I've gotten through all the interviews, they seem to like me. What is the hold up? I don't know. That's the truth of the matter. I don't know why it is. You know, some people will even go as far as saying that, you know, they have seen that these people are licensed by the government website, and they have applied with the specification. They have given them everything they require, even down to the driving license and all of that. And they get to the point where they're talking and they ask about tier 2 sponsorship, and they say, oh no, we don't sponsor. I mean, why is an employer going to say that? That's a lie. Because, you know, you have been approved, you are licensed, your name is on the list from the government website. Why are you denying that you actually have this license? Here's what I think people need to start doing. I think people need to start reporting it, because if you are licensed, you've put out an advert, I have applied, I've gotten to this stage, this far, you have wasted my time, you have wasted your time. Why then would you string me along? It's false advertisement, really. I think people need to start reporting it, because it doesn't make any sense. If you want people inside the UK to apply, then you state it clearly in the description, in the job description, so that people know not to waste their time. I mean, to me, it's redundant, and I don't see any reason why people should just leave it. For those who are in the UK and are on a tier 4 visa, let's say you came in as a student and you're looking to go into the healthcare sector and just get on a tier 2 sponsorship, most people right now, they do not want to go on the post-work visa, because it doesn't count towards their indefinite leave to remain. You know, you have to be in the country for like 5 years before you qualify for indefinite leave to remain. But right now, I will tell you, most employers do not want to take up that full cost of sponsoring you to get on a tier 2 sponsorship. That is not to say that people are not getting this sponsorship. That's not to say that. But most of them right now do not want to take up that cost. They are looking for people who have a longer stay, which again is false advertisement, because It does not make any sense. But that is the reality of what is on ground right now. Well, that's my candid opinion. I feel like most people may not have a choice but just to get on that post-work visa before they now apply for other jobs. That's just the way it might have to be, because of how things are right now. And then the problem I have again is people enticing these employers with money, saying, oh no, don't worry, we'll pay for it, I will come down, I'll foot the bill. You're not supposed to pay for tier 2 sponsorship. And that's one thing I struggle to convey to people. I struggle to tell people that, because some people feel like, no, we must pay it or we must buy it. You don't want to pay for COS, sit down there. Not everybody has to buy their way. That is even illegal. You're not supposed to pay for tier 2 sponsorship. If an employer is offering it, I don't think I have to pay extra for it. If it's something that is a requirement, okay, I'm signing this number of years with you, I'm going to stay on for 3 years, I'm going to stay on for 5 years, you are going to foot the bill, that's on you. I don't need to pay for that. A lot of employers are even now saying that, you will foot so and so bill, we will foot so and so bill. They want a commitment. And to some extent, I do not even blame them, because a lot of people have also come in and misbehaved and spoiled the chances for some other people that are now suffering it, that are innocent. So that's just how it's a ripple effect that is just now one big mess. So if you have been applying and you are starting to get tired, you're starting to get weary, please take heart, continue applying. And if you get to the stage where you are absolutely sure that this person is licensed to sponsor you into the country on the tier 2 visa, and they are starting to dilly-dally after you start asking the question, I think it needs reporting, because that's false advertisement. You are wasting my time. That is my 2 cents on the matter right now. And please, if you know that you cannot research the healthcare sector and know which one exactly pays you the best, I don't think you should apply for the jobs, really, because if you come in and then you see that this job is not for you, you will eventually misbehave and then ruin the chance for people coming behind, and it's a ripple effect all over again. It's a mess right now, but it's the reality. People are looking to come into the UK and start working as healthcare assistants, but the reality on ground right now is actually quite frustrating, to be honest. You guys, that is our time here on the video today. If you have further questions, do well to leave them in the comment section. Also, if you have personal questions, reach out to me on Telegram or on Instagram. My handle is somewhere up here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.